Hi, this is Nick here with a very short video just reminding you of what's possible using our new maths platform. We now have 4 Scottish courses in our question library, and I've just plumped for Mathematics M5 applications here, which is our newest one that we've just added. So I'm going to show you how you can really quickly put together a test for your students. So let's have a look at some measurement. I want to do something about time. There it is, time management. Okay. Also, I'm just deciding for today, I'm going to do a very quick exit ticket. So I just want to have auto-marked questions I can do digitally. And in that way, the students can see directly afterwards how much they got, and you can get an overview of the classes. I'll show you in just a moment. There are more filters you can play with there. Notice while we're here that you can create your own questions here. You can also look at these options and you can create a copy of our template, adjust it slightly and make a similar question for another test you want to do with the same class perhaps. You can then edit it later on. You can also here report a question if you find anything wrong with it, and it will drop into my inbox and I will fix it as soon as I can. So just to mention those things. So without further ado then, of course you can open and look at the mark scheme and see, yeah, okay, I like that question. Add that one. I'm just going to literally put in 2 questions, and then I'm going to go up and review my test. So here's my test with 2 questions. I'm going to call it something here. Let's call it about time. And of course, you know, you can choose our longer questions here, print them out on paper if you want to. And you might say, well, what's the point? You know, I want to see the students working. Why bother to do this digitally? Well, a huge advantage is that it saves you time and paper, but even more so is that you can also support the students who have perhaps language difficulties, reading and writing difficulties, and so on, within the exam.net test window with some tools. So that, I would say, is one of the major benefits of doing it digitally. So this is just a quick test, so I'm just going to get them to do some very quick answers and it will be auto-marked. So I've called it something. I'm now going to save it. Yes, that's fine. And now I'm going to export it to exam.net, the digital mother platform, if you like. View on exam.net. And here it will come up at the top, about time. There it is. So let's go into the settings now then and just show you really quickly what's possible. I'm just going to home in on a few things that are really good. Show exam results directly after they've handed in, so they'll see exactly what they've got right and wrong. There are various other things you can play with here, spell check, for example, and here are some more accessibility tools which you might like text-to-speech, allow translation, and so on. Even here, under subject tools, you can add, you can take away drawing, I don't want that today, calculator, GeoGebra if you're doing an activity in class. There's an audio recorder for students who have trouble writing, and there's even under here some SQA formula sheets as well. So you can add those, they come up in the margin, the students can access them. Here's also a nice cheat prevention, covered the answer questions, and then you've got security levels, and I'm doing a quick exit ticket, so I don't really worry about them being locked in. Of course, the benefit of high security for formal exams is that they cannot escape the exam window. So if they're doing a text writing, your colleagues, perhaps non-maths colleagues, would find this extremely useful. So you can lock them in, they can't copy and paste in text, they can't access ChatGPT or anything similar. Or even go out and look on the net for information. So for non-math subjects, when they're writing text, this is incredibly important and useful. So before I do anything else, you can just have a quick preview here under the eye at the top. Look, so you can go in as the student, you've added these tools and you can just go and play with them and see what they do. You can also see what happens if you actually try and just answer a few here. I can't remember what I'm going to just skip over for time's sake. I think that one was 3.5. I'll try and get something right, shall I? Also, student settings down here, dyslexic font you can choose. And coming soon is a new feature where they can change the colour of the paper, if you like. So particularly helpful for students who have reading difficulties. The dark paper and the light text, that's coming soon. So be aware it's coming in. Right, submit. Submit exam, and that told me, look, that I got 1 out of 4. Not so good today, Nick, but you get the idea how quick they can get feedback. So I'm now going to save that, having played around with the settings. I'm happy that I can support everybody that needs support. And what am I going to do now? In order to let the students in, I have to give them the exam key here, and they type that into the mother platform, as we call it, exam.net, which looks like this. So they don't go into the maths library where you've just been, they just come here. They enter their exam key up here. No accounts are needed, no logins are needed, it's extremely simple. So they go in there and then they do the test, and then you see the feedback when they've submitted. So if I now come back to my exam list, I was just going to show you one I prepared earlier that I dealt with earlier. This logs exit tick, I actually had some fake people that did that one, so I can show you what it looks like. If I now go into monitoring results after they've done an auto-marked one, I go to results, and this is also a new feature with the statistics here. So look, 3 short questions, or 3 parts anyway, and I can see straight away that the class is really having trouble with the last question, so I might need to go back and go over that with them before they leave or when they come into class next time. So that gives me immediate feedback. Also notice that under new exam here, you can also you can use a PDF of questions that your own personal questions that you've had before. You can upload that within seconds, and then they can have that digitally. You can remove the writing area in the settings, and then you just get them to write on paper as normal. So that's if you don't want to use our questions, you can still use this and have all the benefits for the students of the accommodations you can provide. So in exam.net, also a load of training videos here to give you some inspiration of all sorts of different things you can do. So I invite you to explore and invest the time in the beginning, because it will save you so much time in the end. So have a go. You've now got an extended free trial, so I look forward to seeing you use it a bit more, and some feedback is always wonderful. So email me back if you've got any questions or any feedback. Okay, thanks very much. Bye-bye.